Hello everyone, my name is Fadilah. I want to explain and description more little about stage of language acquisition. Language acquisition is a process that can happen at any point in human life. However, when we talk about the first language acquisition by a child, we refer to the process or way by which children learn their native language. And about learning a new language can be extremely difficult. But yet, you look at little children what are not yet 5 and they have already mastered most of the grammar of their native language. There are 4 major stages of language acquisitions. They are for the first, the blabbing stage. A baby begins to recognize its mother's voice within a few weeks of being born. Within this period, there are 2 substages. The first stage occurs between the time of birth up to 8 months. In this stage, the baby learns about its surroundings and doesn't begin to use its vocals until the 5th or 6th month, down to the 8th month. During this time, the baby hears sounds around it and tries to imitate them to little success. This attempt at creating an experiment and experimenting with sound is what we refer to as blabbing. For the second, the holoplastic stage. The one word of holoplastic stage is the second stage of language acquisition. In this stage, the child begins to make one-word sentences. In the holoplastic stage, nouns make up 50% of the child vocabulary, while verbs and modifiers make up about 30%. The remaining 20% is made up of questions and negatives. For the third, the two-word stage, just it implies the two-word stage is made up of primarily two-word sentences. The sentences is this stage contain one word of the predicate and another word for the subject. For instance, dog eat for the sentences. The dog is eating. In this stage, we see the appreciation of single modifiers, e.g., that book, two-word questions. For example, daddy sleep or mommy sleep. For the last, the telegraphic stage. This stage is the final stage of language acquisition. This stage is called telegraphic because it's similar to what is seen in a telegram, having just enough information for the sentence to make sense. In this stage, the child sentences contain many 3 to 4 words. During this stage, there are certain times the child begins to see the links between the words and object, and therefore overgeneralization comes in. These stages are capable of being broken down into smaller stages. They include pre-production, early production, speech emergent, beginning fluency, and advanced fluency. Conclusion: like all human beings, children will improvise something they are unable to do. For example, when they come across a sound they find difficult to pronounce, they will replace it with a sound they can produce. That's it. About I explain and I description about stage of language acquisitions. for this last exam. Thank you.